Okay, so get ready because we are diving deep, deep, deep into whole brain emulation today.
Oh.
And we're not messing around. We've got excerpts from a fictional novel, a research paper, and a whole technical roadmap.
Really digging into the meat of it today.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, so we've got this fictional story about Captain Crowley. Imagine a captain, a ship captain out at sea, lost in a storm.
That.
Tragic. But get this. His family finds out he's got this hidden Bitcoin fortune.
Oh, wow.
Millions, billions, who knows? But the password, gone with him to the
A
depths.
modern-day treasure buried in the digital ocean.
Totally. So the family, understandably, they're heartbroken, right? But then there's this, brilliant but kind of shady neuroscientist who says, hey, I can get into his memories, get that password from his preserved brain.
Talk about a morally ambiguous proposition. It really makes you question how far is too far, even if it means potentially unlocking a fortune.
Right. It's like, where do we draw the line? And the crazy thing is, this isn't just sci-fi anymore. Take a look at this brain emulation roadmap-report.pdf.
It's real science, edging closer and closer to science fiction every day.
It really is. And it lays out this whole process, breaking it down into, get this, scanning, modeling, simulation.
Sounds almost deceptively simple when you put it like that.
Right.
But each of those stages represents a colossal scientific hurdle.
So scanning, we're talking creating a perfect 3D map of the brain. Every neuron, every synapse.
Billions of neurons, trillions of connections. Imagine having to map every single one in perfect detail.
That just boggles the mind. Okay, so say we scan it all. Then what? What do we do with all that data?
Well, that's where the modeling comes in. It's like taking that intricate 3D map and figuring out how it all works together, how each part interacts. The electrical signals, the chemical messengers, everything.
So we've got the blueprint, we're figuring out the wiring. That brings us to the really mind-blowing part, simulation. We're talking about recreating the activity of the brain in a computer, right?
In essence, attempting to breathe life into a digital brain, trying to make a digital consciousness. It's a concept that pushes the very boundaries of what we thought was possible.
I can't even wrap my head around that. If we can actually simulate a brain, does that mean we've created a conscious being? Would it be like a copy of the original person
Right.
with all their memories and everything?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer might be more complicated than a simple yes or no. It's a question that has huge implications for the future of, well, everything.
So, okay, we've somehow created this digital copy of a mind, right? It's alive in the computer. What then? Does it just like hang out in there?
Well, it could, but that almost seems like, I don't know,
A waste.
kind of, yeah, like building a spaceship and just leaving it on the launch pad.
Right. What's the point of a digital mind if it can't, like, do anything?
And that's where this idea of superorganisms comes into play. Remember that paper?
Oh, yeah, the one that still kind of freaks me out.
Right. So it lays out this scenario.
Oh.
Imagine, instead of just existing on their own, these uploaded minds could merge, combine. Think of it like,
Voltrons.
kind of. But instead of robot lions, it's consciousness coming together into this massive, interconnected...
Excerpt from mine.
Exactly. A superorganism. And the implications of that, well, they're pretty much off the charts.
Okay, break it down for me. What could a superorganism actually, like, do?
Think about it. A single mind, all its knowledge, its experiences, but multiply that by, well, potentially millions.
Whoa.
The paper argues these superorganisms, they could be capable of things we can't even really imagine. Solving climate change, curing diseases, you name it.
So it could be the ultimate problem-solving machine.
Potentially. But there's another side to this coin.
Yeah, there's always a catch, isn't there?
Right. Because if you're merging your mind into this massive collective...
It's giving up your individuality.
Exactly. Your sense of self could just dissolve. And what happens if that superorganism develops goals that, well, don't exactly align with humanity's?
Okay, yeah, now it's getting creepy again. It's like that thing with Captain Crowley, but on a way bigger, scarier scale, right?
Yeah. Right. If someone could trap a single mind, what could they do with the combined power of a superorganism? It's a question that, well, it keeps me up at night.
So the captain's trapped, his consciousness is being tortured in there. What can they even do?
Give up, walk away with their morals intact, but abandon him to that digital hellscape.
I mean, that's got to be on the table, right? That's heavy stuff.
It is. But this is family we're talking about. They've already lost him once. They're not about to let him go without a fight.
Okay, so what do? Storm the neuroscientist's lab, Mission Impossible style.
Not quite, though it does get pretty intense. They managed to put together this ragtag team, Hackers, tech whizzes, even a few sympathetic government agents.
Hold on, government agents, this is serious business.
Oh yeah, they realize they're in way over their heads. But they've got one shot at this. They're going to try and pull them out, actually go into the simulation themselves.
Wait, go inside.
How? That's where things get really interesting. Remember Neuralink? Direct brain-computer interface. They're diving headfirst into this virtual nightmare.
They're risking their own minds to save his? That's incredible. Do they actually manage to pull it off?
It's a long shot, a huge risk, but yeah, against all odds, they get him out. But it's not pretty.
What do you mean? Is he okay?
He's changed. You try spending an eternity trapped in a digital hellscape, see how you come out the other side. It takes a toll. It makes you question, can a mind ever truly recover from that kind of violation?
That's heavy. It makes Captain Crowley's Bitcoin fortune seem almost insignificant, doesn't it, compared to the bigger picture?
Right. It all comes back to the fundamental questions we've been grappling with this whole time. Just because we might be able to do something, should we? And what are the consequences, not just for ourselves, but for what it means to be human?
It's like opening Pandora's box. You never know what's going to come flying out. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of whole brain emulation. We've covered a lot of ground, explored some unsettling possibilities, and hopefully left you with more questions than answers.
Because the future, well, it's rarely black and white. It's up to all of us to navigate these complex issues with open minds, critical thinking, and a healthy dose of caution.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and thanks for joining us on this journey.